This is not what I expected life to become. I think I've fallen behind. The people around me are moving ahead. They have careers, stability, achievements. They know what they are doing, and so should I. They travel to beautiful places, have great social lives, and own a kitchen utensil for every recipe. And they are so beautiful. I can't match that, but if I give my best, I expect to learn to love myself, to open my eyes, have people love me, and to belong. I know I felt like that in the past, and you may resonate with this if you've ever felt behind in life. Perhaps you had a vision of your future self in mind for when you would find your soulmate, how you would get ahead in your career, how well you would learn a new skill, or when you would start your business. And if you feel like you have disappointed yourself, maybe it's because this is not how you expected your life to turn out. Things are as they are. We suffer because we imagine different. But what are your expectations based upon? They could be based on the things you have seen in your past, the lessons you've learned, or the people you've met. As your past memories were forming, they created your judgment for the future and how things should look like in it. Ever since you started meeting people, their opinions created standards in your head, and based on what seemed common among several individuals, you created the concept of normality for yourself. Naturally, all of this is subjective. You collected a certain amount of evidence based on your unique point of view. As you have grown, the interconnected nature of modern technology allowed you an even closer peek into the lives of others. Through television and the internet, you have been able to see a lot of edited pieces from their lives that often glorify things and create a morphed view of reality in your head. These experiences are a large part of the information that you have to base your assumptions on, and it is all too easy to get caught up in all of their noise. Of course, there is also a part of you which has the wisdom to know what is right for you and what it wants out of life, and this part of you can grasp the limiting nature of our reality. The expectation that whatever you are looking to achieve can exceed reality, as our imagination often does, is a painful one to hold. Moving away from yourself and from reality is difficult. In this new world, nothing that you do is ever enough, because all of the expectations that this world is built upon are idealized, romanticized, based on other people's experiences. So when you inevitably get disappointed, you can become your toughest judge. Maybe you start feeling like you are somehow abnormal as you strive to keep up with the unrealistic expectations that others seem to fulfill. But society consists of people just like you, who base their expectations on their limited knowledge of others and seeing things at face value. So this turns into a vicious circle. In such an environment, assumptions, anecdotal evidence, and success stories hold more value than reality. And since showing weakness and emotion is not an option, it almost feels like being yourself becomes unacceptable. But there is nothing wrong with wanting to achieve a lot in life, with motivating yourself and with looking up to others. Continuously working on yourself, setting goals and working hard to achieve them is the highest form of self-development and the only way to unravel your true potential. But when this desire becomes an expectation is when things start to go wrong. You can never guarantee that you will achieve the results of other people who did the same thing as you. You can also not predict your own results based on your past experiences or capabilities. There are just too many variables involved. All you can do is decide what you want, set goals, give your very best while working at them, and hope to achieve good results. And yet you can't help but expect things. You study your hardest in college because you expect it will get you a good job. You start taking care of yourself because you expect it will get you a new girlfriend. You start taking the long shifts at work because you expect you will get promoted. And then if you don't, you feel betrayed. You feel like something about you is off and you did something wrong. So expectations can often leave you disappointed and wishing for more. They can easily feed into your anxieties, fears, feelings of pressure or concern. And there is a common cause for this. These feelings all stem from things you cannot control. Our expectations are formed from ideologies of how we would like our world and the people in it to be. And while it is good to have standards in your life, your ideologies will often contradict those of others and fuel your negative emotions. Expectation feeds frustration. It is an unhealthy attachment to people, things, and outcomes we wish we could control, but don't. To free yourself from your own expectations is to relieve yourself. Give yourself a margin of error and let reality unravel as it does without the need to control it. It is almost impossible to predict the outcome of anything short of science. So moving away from that illusion of control will relieve the pressure on your mental health and return you to the present moment. The present moment is all we truly have, and constantly looking to satisfy some expectation about it can often leave what is right in front of us looking dull. Because it is not exactly what we wanted, it is not enough, so we are not present. For some people, this can last an entire lifetime, always looking for the next thing to feel satisfied by, as if life was a journey to a certain checkpoint. And this is how they miss out on most of the things that actually happen to them. So what can we do to take back our lives and return to the present moment? We have to learn how to stop reacting to the world and leaving our emotions at the hands of outcomes and expectations. Instead, we should focus inwards to the things that we can control, the things that we can be active about. Remember that part of you that knows exactly what it wants. This is what you want to listen to, and then you want to set your goals, you want to do your best, and you want to hope. And you will get there. You will get there eventually, but you don't have to expect things because the world does not owe you things, but you can still take them. And you will not be disappointed because you will always feel like you have gained something and not like you just deserve it. No one is born just deserving things, you have to earn them. Learn to let go of expectations. Return to the present moment and root yourself in it. Focus on the things you can control and what is right for you. Do not let your life go by wishing for something else. Instead, live by your own moral code and definitions, on your own terms. So clearly this is a massive topic, and there is so much to be said about the detrimental effects of expectations on our mental health. And I feel like there's more to talk about of how to let go of expectations, why they are there in the first place. And maybe you can share your expectations with me, some that you have let go of, some that you think are useful perhaps, or some that you are trying to let go of. And in the coming weeks, I will talk more about this. I will be super happy to see you there. And for now, you can leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Do not let your fire go out. Spark by Irreplaceable Spark. In the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours.